5.
Hello, everybody.
All the 0 people.
According to our count, nobody's watching. So, Eric and I are going to go over all of the spoilers of all of the shows and movies we watched this week.
I don't think I watched any. No, I watched. So the only movie I watched this week was Superman Shazam: The Return of Black Adam from 11 years ago.
Right.
The 25-minute animated movie.
There's a cool video poster for that.
Yeah. And I watched the Spectre short too. Oh, hey, we have a viewer.
All right. Well, for those of you just tuning in, this is the Dark Side, Sarasota, Florida. I am Paul. This is Eric. We have been having technical difficulties with our stream cutting out. So if we go out, we'll pop right back up in a minute or so.
It's not our fault either.
Yes.
It's not our fault.
It's the streaming.
It's
Correct.
Everyone else's fault.
No.
It is. Facebook and Streamlabs are having some weird compatibility, or StreamYard are having some weird compatibility issues lately.
Just streams in general.
Yeah. So
Fjords.
it's not it's not something we can currently control, but we are doing our best that when it does happen to get right back into the action.
Yes.
As long as I pay attention.
Yes. As long as we are paying attention.
Which is more or less most of the time.
All right. Well, shall we move into the new releases?
Indeed. We got some good ones.
Also, towards the end of the show, we do have some of these really awesome Marvel Masterpiece hardcover books, Marvel Masterworks, that we happen to come across. We'll be going through those at a bit of a clearance price. So stay tuned if you are a fan of those.
Yes. And there's like good ones.
There's good ones, yeah. I mean, there are standards like the Tales of Suspense Iron Man, which is very common to come across, but there's others.
Yes.
All right. New releases. What did you think of this, Eric?
Crossover continues to be my favorite book that does not have an X in the title.
I mean, it kind of does.
But Rose is funny. We like Rose. But yeah, this book is just really, really good.
It's a joy.
Yes. And as people who have read it have known, there are characters from comics that show up. I'm not going to name names, but there were two that I was like, whoa.
There's one that I'm going to name because it's not relevant to like the plot so far that we know of.
Yeah.
Colonel Weird from Black Hammer shows up. And it's like he's just like floating there. And he's like, you're not supposed to be in this part of the story. And like, she's like, are you Colonel Weird from Black Hammer? And he's just like, you're not supposed to be here. And like, it's just great. It's like a 2-panel thing.
That's awesome. Because
I'm
just telling you, I'm reading Black Hammer for the first time.
Rose is finally reading Black Hammer.
And he's my favorite character.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of the character designs. There's a lot of like, is that somebody? Is that? And like, so at first you see him and you're like, is that? And then they just flat out say, it's him. The other one is a really cool surprise. Not to mention Walking Dead zombies.
Yeah. I am still waiting because I have a feeling, since a character from Dark Horse has already shown up, I would not be surprised if Hellboy showed up.
Dude, I'm waiting.
Like, I think it's going to happen.
I am waiting. So, and for those of you who haven't been picking up the issues of Crossover, the trade comes out, I think, in about a month.
Yes.
So we will have plenty of those on hand, and it's going to be worth every.
And the next issue isn't for 2 months. I'm so.
Is it a standalone issue or?
We don't actually know.
Okay.
We know Chip Zdarsky, Phil Hester, and Onda Parks are doing the next issue, but we don't know anything about it. Though the cover has a missing poster with Chip Zdarsky's face on it, which is really good.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Donny Cates with his like final page, like it's just like what?
Yeah, I'm just
imagining reading
like
this.
David Tennant.
Yeah, it's just like it's just a really great last page end to the story arc. I just want to go home and reread the whole thing.
Also, the story arc is called Kids Love Chains, and I think that is so good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so always crossover is always a plus.
Yes.
What next? Miles Morales Spider-Man Clone Saga.
Yes, so this is number 25. However, I think this is a really good jumping on point.
Yeah.
As someone who has read very little Miles Morales Spider-Man, I've only seen Into the Spider-Verse and played the video game for the most part.
Mhm.
I still had a really easy time jumping into it and picking it up. It does a good job telling you what's going on. The gears grind a little bit with the exposition in parts because it's clear that they know people are going
Right,
to jump on for
right.
this.
Because everyone's excited for more Clone Saga.
But this is really good. Like, genuinely, I enjoyed it, and Peter Parker shows up for a little bit, and of course he makes a joke about clones. This was a great fun. I didn't like the backup story as much, but the main story was good. Good stuff. Saladin Ahmed continues to impress.
Very good, very good.
Joe Isaac's here.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Joe Isaac.
All right, next up, one I wanted to read but didn't get around to, Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
This was fun.
It was the thing.
It wasn't amazing, but I had a good. What I will say is I had a good time reading it.
I picked it up because capybaras are my favorite animal.
Fair.
Because I'm kind of basic like that. I enjoyed it.
A lot of fun rodent nonsense.
Well, it's hard to read anthropomorphic comics and enjoy them without wanting people to think that you're a furry.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does that make sense?
I know what you mean, but another thing to note about this is not a series per se. This is leading into a graphic novel.
Yes. Something Scout does from time to time. They'll put out basically the first chapter as a comic, and then just put out the collected trade paperback,
which is
of
cool.
the full story.
I think it's a really good way to sort of get a sense of if you're going to like something.
Next up, we've got Amazing Spider-Man, Man-Thing, Curse of Man-Thing.
Enjoyed very much.
Yeah, Eric and I were just talking about this before we started. Yeah, a lot of fun.
I know I say this a lot, but that last page.
The last page.
Paul and I were both expecting a character to appear on that last page, and it was not that character, and I was incredibly excited. Paul was slightly disappointed, but not in a bad way. Just like Paul wanted it to be the other character, but when I saw who it actually was, I was hype.
I wasn't unhype. I just wasn't as hype.
Yeah, he was less hype. I was just making a face, and Paul was like, "It's not that person."
Yeah, but yeah, no. If you read the Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing, this follows that, and then the next one is XMen Curse of Man-Thing. I think that's it. I think it's only 3.
Yes, it is just unless there is a 4th chapter that has not been solicited. It's those 3.
Yeah, I don't love the art in these, but some of the art's really good, some of it isn't. But overall, the story's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and it's really been doing a good job of not even retelling, but just giving you the mythos of Man-Thing.
It's interesting because this appears to have undone a retcon. Because Swamp Thing had been retconned, or not Man-Thing, yeah, that one had been retconned as being part of the Weapon Plus, Weapon Plus program.
Yeah,
and this seems to imply that that's not the case anymore.
Right. I don't think true Man-Thing fans were stoked on that.
I thought it was kind of neat because I like when things tie together, but I also understand why people didn't like that.
It'd be weird if a super soldier was a Nexus being.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
Indeed.
All right, what's next?
Robin.
Yes.
Robin
was fun. I may not always love Batman, but I love Batman's supporting cast. I love every Robin except sometimes Jason. I love every Batgirl, and this was great. I thought this was fun. Damian can sometimes grate on me a little bit, but I felt that Joshua Williamson wrote the parts of Damian, or put the parts of Damian that are more entertaining in the front.
Okay.
He was smarmy, but he wasn't annoying.
I read it. He was very smarmy. He's super entitled and full of himself, and that's Damian.
But here it worked in a way that felt more endearing than annoying necessarily, for me at least. And also there were some cameos from characters who have not gotten a lot of love lately. I'm going to say this one because it does not actually spoil anything at all. Connor Hawke is in this comic. And I was like, for those of you that don't know, that's the son of Green Arrow and the second Green Arrow. And I was just like, I was excited.
The son of Green Arrow and the second Green Arrow?
Yeah. No.
He was the son and...
I know.
Oh, Rose is just trolling me.
But also, the story. Robin is in Mortal Kombat.
Yes. It's very good.
Interesting. I don't like Damien.
Fair.
There's very little of the Bat books with Damien that I've read where I'm like, oh, he's not the worst.
That's fair.
And
I think he worked best like when Dick was Batman
I could see that.
and you had like
Yeah, I didn't read
fun
any of
you
that.
had like fun happy Batman and like old grumpy Robin. That dynamic I felt really worked. But yeah, Damien can definitely be a lot sometimes.
All right, well, hopefully it stays good for you guys.
I hope so too.
Beta Ray Bill number 2. Very much enjoying this.
Good to hear.
Very, very much enjoying this. Pip the Troll joins him.
Oh, good.
As well as Scourge.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not really a team up book, but like these are just two dudes that like are like, hey man, we're here for you. Because Bill's going through some tough times. And they're just like, we're your friends, we're gonna help you through this. And like they go to Muspelheim
Muspelheim?
to get a sword. Do you know whose sword?
Is it Searcher?
It is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why are they getting the Doom sword? That is the
Ooh.
sword that lived. Okay.
Yeah. No. You gotta read it. Aren't
But,
you intrigued now?
See, this was one where like I was thinking about it. I can't. It's unfortunate. I can't follow up on every book that I like because I have to read so many for the show. But after your description, because like Scourge the Executioner is a character I really love, thanks to Walt Simonson. I'm gonna have to read more of this. You've sold me.
Not to mention, it's the Daniel Warren Johnson artwork, and I think he's becoming one of my more favorite like storytellers.
Like-
he knows how to put a story
Like
together.
visual storytelling, or
just all around.
Okay.
Yeah, visual and wordle. Next up,
real quick, y'all can't see, but Rose just made like an incredible facial reaction to that.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah,
Helm
it was a reaction to.
Helm Grayskull, the
Yes.
Gray Castle, which
Yes.
I keep wanting to say Grayskull because I keep thinking it's Castle Grayskull.
Is this
but
just
it's,
He-Man?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I didn't read it. She
Oh.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like it's my responsibility to like read and review all like the RPG D&D kind of books.
that makes sense.
I enjoyed this one. It was
But
out
there's
of,
there's no He-Man,
there is no
no
well,
Skeletor. Eh?
pastiches maybe.
Okay.
Out of the new series that kind of fill out this sword and sorcery type style, this is probably my new favorite. I really enjoy it. The characters come alive pretty quickly. One thing that seems to be missing from a lot of fantasy are familial relations and stake, like those lower stakes, and those come into play right off the bat. So it's D&D in Mesoamerica. So
that's
it's
okay, that's
very,
interesting.
very heavy on Aztec culture.
That's very cool.
So it's got a lot of that there, like Tenochtitlan and things like that. But also what's really, really cool about this book is that the second half is a module that you can play with your D&D group.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's got the setting, the adventure, it's got stat blocks for NPCs and enemies. It's a good introduction to the universe.
Is this for 5e?
Yeah, but you know, you can
Yeah.
After you telling me about this, your thoughts on it earlier, like I was able to like sell it to a customer who was looking at it, and I was like, oh, my friend just said that it, like read this and she like loved it. It's like her favorite of the D&D style comics.
I really, really do like it. Very interesting character so far.
Good.
Specifically the bard who only speaks in musical notes.
Oh, good.
That's kind of cool. So yeah, recommend that.
All right. Next up is the Marvels.
Yeah. This is.
You didn't. I thought you read it. You didn't read it. You read it. You read it.
No, I read it.
You both read it. Okay. I thought one of you didn't
I
read
can
it.
pretend to have read it.
Oh, you didn't read it. I'm confused.
This is Kurt Busiek. I'm going to be honest. This was a very confusing book.
So I'm in the right state of mind.
Like, I really like some of the concepts here. It seems like he's trying to build up I don't remember what it's called. The Vietnam stand-in. Basically, in Mark Waid's History of the Marvel Universe, he created a new country so that we can have a new war that stands in for the Vietnam War. So as comics go on, we're not dating the characters by being like they were in the Vietnam War and now it's 2080 and that was 100 and something years ago.
Does that mean we're gonna get a new Punisher origin story?
Well, he has now been retconned to have been in that war. Tony Stark was there. Punisher was there. Everyone who was in Vietnam or the Gulf War or anything like that is there now.
Gotcha.
Because this is a way to sort of not age people.
Right.
Super. It's doing with that and also introducing superhero tourism in New York City. There's some like really interesting concepts here. And the art was really good.
At the very least, you get an Alex Ross cover.
Yeah. The cover's really good.
That immediately makes it seem like on an epic level, you know.
I will say I'm confused as to why this is called the Marvels, because this has nothing to do with Marvels as far as I can tell.
Right.
It's been one
Marvel's the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's I don't know.
It seemed a weird
We'll
choice.
see.
It's interesting, and I hope people like it, and I hope they pick it up. But
Ooh, Shadecraft. Number 2.
how was this one?
It's really good. It's really, really good. Really, really good.
I'm glad I didn't get to follow up on
Is
this
it
one.
really good? Is it really, really good?
Yeah.
Brian with the Spice Girls reference.
Follows up the first one where we find a high school girl whose brother is in a coma, and she's attacked by shadow monsters, and then she's saved by a shadow, which happens to be her brother. And this is like them like coming to terms with that between the two of them, and they're both very jovial and fun. They have a good repertoire. Repartee,
Yeah.
Rapport.
Repartee.
whatever.
Any of those really?
Battle.
They're all words. It's really good, and this ends on a really good like cliffhanger. She thinks one of her teachers is onto her, like she knows like she's got a gun in her desk, and she thinks that like the teacher's after her, and then like the teacher's like, no, like you're creating these shadows, and she's like, what are you talking about? It's really good,
Fun.
and again the artwork is really good. I love a good shadow art, shadow creature art.
Sure.
I'm guessing you put these two back to back on purpose.
I did not.
Oh.
What is that? Oh, Shadow Man.
Yeah.
That's another one. Rose Red.
Yeah, my book of the week.
That's good.
I read more than 2 of these. I read,
Yeah.
half of these. That's definitely my book of the week. Lots of fun.
I considered it.
I am a huge fan of like Haitian voodoo culture,
Okay.
and this was just so good. It felt really authentic, and then just supernatural feel to it. Had some body horror, which normally
Yeah.
I am very averse to, but it was pretty great. It was a good intro to the character. It felt almost kind of Jim Butcher Dresden Files a little bit,
Okay.
but he's also kind of Spawn.
Okay.
That's funny.
There are some warring themes, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've never really read much Valiant, so it's hard whenever they put out a new #1. I'm like, should I read it?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I read a lot of Valiant a few years ago because the manager of the comic shop in New York I used to frequent was like a Valiant diehard.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fine, I'll try it. You think I would like it? And I liked some of it, but like I don't remember much of it.
I bet you really love the Jim Shooter stuff.
Oh, that's.
All right.
I bet you think you're funny.
Next up, Witch Blood #2, another one that I think only I read. It was a lot of fun. The Vampires and Witches, cross Texas.
It was so
chase.
good.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Not as much blood as I hoped, but I guess we'll get there.
Get a paper cut.
Artwork is really good. It stands out amongst all the comics that look alike. It's very bright and vivid, very colorful.
Mhm.
The main character has a pet crow that she talks to. It's fun.
What's the pet's name?
I don't remember.
Steve. It's not actually Steve.
Boring.
But it's good. If you enjoy lighthearted, supernatural stuff, it's fun. Eric?
This one had me excited. The second they solicited this comic, I knew I was getting it. There was no way I wasn't. Do you like Walter Simonson?
No.
You viewer at home? Do you like Louise Simonson?
No.
Do you like the 80s?
Yes.
Do you like XFactor?
No.
Well, if you answered yes to at least one of those questions,
One.
at least one,
No, I love this
Are
Simons.
you a human person?
you should read this. So this is Walter and Louise Simonson revisiting their X Factor run. I believe this is specifically set right before Judgment War, which starts in issue 43. I did some research.
I didn't think you researched. I just thought you knew that.
No, X Factor is not my forte, but
always tell them that you just knew it.
but yeah. So this features Ship, which is the vessel that X Factor travels in, and also their headquarters malfunctioning, and also Apocalypse and creepy Spiderhead Cameron Hodge doing nonsense behind the scenes. And it's just a great time. If you like those characters, these are those characters. This is classic Walter Simonson art, more resembling his 80s work than some of the stuff that came after. And like even the coloring looks a little more 80s. It's still digital, but it's sort of on purpose resembling that art a lot more, and I really enjoyed it. It's really good stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the story resolves, because this is a two-parter. And just a heads up, with X-Men Legends, I'm going to be highlighting it every other month, because each other month will be a new creative team and a new story. So just to let people know, in case their favorite X-Men creative team is working on it.
Let me know when Grant Morrison's up.
That's never going to happen because Grant Morrison will never work for Marvel again.
Never mind then.
They had like a very big falling out.
Last new book of the week. We don't need to talk about it. Nobody's talking about this book. Nobody's excited about it.
Berserker.
What is
two?
a Keanu Reeves?
Berserker.
Berserker?
What is a Keanu Reeves? I'm not.
I believe it's like a Pokeball.
like a Pokeball or a Pokeball?
Because his name's Hawaiian.
All right.
It was a thin line.
If you enjoyed issue 1, this one you get the backstory of his character. It's super violent.
Did his dog die?
No.
His wife
Well,
died?
a lot of things die.
Fair.
The main character is just Keanu Reeves, right?
Basically.
Okay.
I mean, visually, yeah. Yeah. And everybody's stoked because it's getting a Netflix show. I'd be really excited if they keep the art style
Starring
and
Joel McHale.
do like a Sin City 300 style like art design on that. But yeah, it's
Rose
super
is
cool,
making me laugh today.
super violent. It's a good
Super
time.
Futuristic guns.
About this one,
No.
this goes back to like the Dawn of Man. Well, the dawn of him anyway.
Dawn of a Man.
The Dawn of Adam Warlock?
Yes.
Let's save our audience from
Do we have an
terrible
audience?
jokes. We do.
Wow.
We've had an audience.
We have 4 people.
It's been up to 5.
Yeah, it was up to 5.
Hi, friends.
How's everybody doing? I hope our banter isn't too much for you today.
Well, we've just spent a lot of time on new books. More time than we normally do.
Before we move to back issues, we did get in a couple cool masks. I got one myself.
He's so happy.
Yeah.
Happy.
Nice Hellboy mask. And an Umbrella Academy. Both $10, brought to you by Dark Horse.
I won't lie, I did think about getting the Hellboy one.
The face part is seriously the most comfortable mask I've worn all year. I gotta loosen up the earpieces though, because that hurts a bit. But it's perfectly snug around my face. All right, shall we back issue?
Tony Morella. Hello, Tony.
Hello,
Hi,
Tony.
Gave us a thumbs up. Let's go to some back issues.
All right.
Let's go to these back issues.
The side back issues.
That's camera left.
All right. We've got Strange Tales featuring Warlock, number 179. Speaking of Pip, this is the first appearance of Pip. We've got this graded out of 6 for $20.
Yeah, Pip is my favorite, or my second favorite sidekick character after Jackdaw from Captain Britain.
There was, oh yeah, rumors that he's going to be in Eternals.
Weird.
They're not that weird.
You mean Pip and not Warlock, right?
Pip.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hung out with
Yeah.
Okay.
Eternals.
The only Eternals I've read is Neil Gaiman and Kieran Gillen. So
He hung out with who was the guy with the white hair? Tall guy.
yeah.
90.
Thor, number 412.
Ooh.
First appearance of the New Warriors. First full appearance of the New Warriors.
All right. I forgot that they showed up during Acts of Vengeance.
This is issue. I'm sorry. Graded out of 9 for $22.
You can keep talking. I'm working on things back.
All right. This I'd be really excited about if it was in better condition. We got Tomb of Dracula number 3.
Oh, that's sweet.
Got it graded out of 3 for $12.
Is that Rachel Van Helsing on the cover?
Yes, this is her first appearance.
Ooh.
So yeah,
That's very cool.
it is. As you can see, like there's color breaks on the spine. It's a well-worn book. The one odd flaw in this is that I think there's possibly gum on the back of it.
Oh.
Super hard and stuck to the paper. I didn't want to try to
Yeah.
take it off. If anybody buys it, therefore, they can do that if they want to.
So, buyer, be aware.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Tiffany says we're out here.
Thank you.
Paul does have good hair.
Joe wanted to know about the Spider Gwen Teen Titans things.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've already responded.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will get to those. We're just not there yet.
Batman number 515. You see that?
I can't even see it, and I'm in this
I
room.
can see it.
It's one of those single-colored embossed covers.
Is this Morrison from?
No,
Okay.
it's Doug Monk, but this is the first with Kelly Jones's art.
Nice.
I feel like Bruce Wayne would have black on black business cards.
Yes.
I bet he would own the copyright to that blackest black paint.
Like vintage black.
He'd become Anish
Vandal or
Kapoor.
something.
Something more
Vanda
recent,
Black, yeah.
but man, did we have a heck of a time keeping this in the store when it came out. Dark Knight's Hawkman Found.
Yeah, I still have mine
With those
somewhere.
fun shiny covers that they were doing. $10. It's in perfect condition. So if you happen to be missing that from 2 years ago, we got one. I know Rose is a big fan of Archie comics,
It's true.
so I dug this out just for her.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Adventures of the Jaguar.
Oh, is this Red Circle stuff?
It's Archie.
Okay. I thought Red Circle was what they called their superhero
No,
imprint.
I don't know. Rose,
I mean, there's
that
red
Archie
and
expert?
then there's a circle.
this is graded out of 3 for $10.
Still cool.
I just thought that'd be fun to do a non-Marvel DC.
I support it fully.
I do too. I think it's very cool when we get some of the less well-known stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the crossover issue where he crashes their prom.
Good.
Superman
everything.
198.
Ooh.
You've kept the real Clark Kent locked up long enough, Superman. Now my X-ray gun will expose your phony secret identity to the world.
X-ray gun.
Yes. Looks good with a beard, though. Look at that.
What in the world? He looks
Silver.
like a humanities professor. I don't know.
With
He-
a hole in his
He
jeans,
looks.
too.
This guy looks like he teaches Latin. Like he looks. Wait,
Yeah, like he takes James Joyce way too seriously.
that legitimately looks.
Hence the
Wait,
chains on his wrist.
For a second, I thought that kind of looked like Carl Shaw, who teaches at my college, but no, he doesn't actually.
We got
It is.
we got that graded out of 4 for $20. This one is really beat up. Got this graded out of 1. It's missing a corner,
Ooh.
but it is issue 126 of Superman. You can see that 10-cent price there, indicating that it's most likely from the 50s. So this is old school. We got that for $25. And something's happening right there. I don't know.
It's life, so something's going to happen.
Got it. Superboy number 109. Graded out of 2 for $12.
Crypto.
The super dog that replaced her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now Eric's sad.
that dog can go shove off.
Look at Crypto there. Oh,
Aw.
with the kryptonite chain.
Crypto.
Poor boy.
It's not actually Kryptonite. Green Lantern's just in the background of being a jerk.
You joke, but like
Green Lantern's a jerk.
Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner are two people who would both do that if they thought it was funny.
This is the first really super cool book of the night.
Yes.
Forever People, number 1. First full appearance of Darkseid. Also, the first reference of the Mother boxes.
Yes.
Also, the first appearance of the Forever People, but nobody cares about that.
I kind of care about them. I started reading the Fourth World Saga. I couldn't get all the way through it because large parts of it are very well drawn. But
We've got this graded out of 6 for $120.
but there's a reason Jack Kirby's legend is for being an artist.
Yes. Like, is he wearing a scuba mask? What's going on?
Yeah. You're not wrong
He
there.
looks like if Sabretooth and Shatterstar like
Yeah.
worked on a costume together.
You're not wrong. That's their amalgam. That's their amalgam costume.
All right. This one is pretty cool. It's going to be cooler if all the rumors are true. Secret Wars number 3. First appearance of Titania.
Ooh. What is she rumored to be in?
She is rumored to be the main villain of She-Hulk.
Sweet.
Yeah, just those rumors started going up yesterday, and I was like, I think we've got a copy of that.
And we do.
That's graded out of 6 for $25.
The deuteragonist is an unjust
Legal system.
legal system. Yeah.
I thought the deuteragonist was the abomination.
We've got another classic graded out of 1. This is Giant Batman Annual number 1, the first of the Batman annuals
Very cool.
from 1961. It features the origin of the Batcave. Everyone's excited for that.
I mean, the Batcave is awesome. Like, it has that huge, what is it, a quarter or a dime?
Penny.
Is it a penny?
Yeah, because it was like the penny peddler or something like
But
that.
it was
something
massive.
Yeah.
Like dinosaur skeletons. and
There's-
stuff.
You know, held together with tape. It's falling apart. It's a 1. It's a 1 if I ever saw one.
Yeah. Anyone who thinks that Batman should be dark and gritty has never seen the Batcave.
That's fair. So besides Tiffany being here, Jamie Tracy is also here.
Hey, Jamie.
Hello. We've got good friends on tonight.
Which book were you talking about, Jamie? Out of curiosity.
It was either Forever People or Secret Wars.
I hope it was Forever People.
But Joe Isaac was asking about 2 books,
Mhm.
and I was wondering if we could feature them for him.
Sure.
Specifically, Gwen Stacy and New Teen Titans.
Yeah.
We'll pop these up real fast, and if he doesn't pick them up, they'll be back on their original shelves. We've got Spider-Gwen number 17. The variant cover by was it Joe Jusko. He was doing a whole bunch of homage covers. This is after Campbell, which is probably J. Scott Campbell.
Probably.
This is in excellent condition for $15. And then we've got the new Teen Titans #1. This is graded at a high 7. Could easily be an 8. I think you just toss it in the press, and there you go. $45.
So yeah, if you like those, Joystick, I'm gonna put them in your hall.
He wants them.
If he doesn't, then I'll
I think
bring
he
them back out.
said
He said yes.
he said I'll
I'll
take them.
confirm.
Yeah.
All is good.
Okay. Well, now I have to put more books up. All right. Would we like to see what Eric has?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to those later.
All right. We got you, Joystick. Eric,
All
what
right.
books are we featuring?
Well, do y'all like the Fastest Man Alive? 'Cause I like the Fastest Man Alive.
The
I like
Micro
when-
Machines guy.
I like when there's two of them on a cover. Oh
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. So first up, we have a two-parter. We have Flash 323 and 324, which collectively make up the story of the death of Professor Zoom. They're both at 6s, and we have them as a pair for $40. This is the story that started the trial of the Flash, which was like an incredibly painfully long storyline. It was like 30 issues.
So it wasn't a quick read.
No. Like, I had one DC showcase when I was younger, and the entire thing was that storyline. It's good stuff, and it is the end of the Flash prior to Crisis, but it is good. Next up, we have the Flash 197, Flash Volume 2 197, I should say.
You should.
And this is the first appearance of Zoom. This is not to be confused with Professor Zoom. Professor Zoom is Eobard Thawne from the future, big jerk, got murdered in these comics. This is Hunter Zolomon, a crime profiler who was in a wheelchair and got angry at Wally West for not messing with the timeline to get him his legs back. And so he went on the cosmic treadmill by himself without speed powers, and what he gained was not actually speed powers. He is out of sync with time, and it causes him to move at what appears to be super speed.
And his whole thing is to make Wally better.
Yeah, he wants to make Wally better by giving him tragedy.
Gotcha.
So he tried to in a really uncomfortable issue, he tried to murder the child that Linda Park was pregnant with. Just sonically give her bad things. It's not a pleasant read. Luckily, that didn't stick.
I have those people in my life, constantly testing me, trying to make me a better
Why
person.
are you looking at me?
All right, we have that at a 9 for $75, which surprised the heck out of me. But I think it's because a version of Zoom was on the TV show.
Probably.
What?
I love that show.
Yeah.
That's the only good CW show.
Legends after the first season got pretty good.
I didn't realize Legends is still in the air. And
Yeah.
I saw the cast. I was like, who are these people?
We've got John Constantine on the show, which is cool.
Is he still on the show?
Wait, the Matt Ryan one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fair.
All right. Next up, we have one of my favorite comics. We have The New Mutants #1 by Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod. Great stuff. This is the first issue of the ongoing, and it starts, in my opinion, one of the best comics of all time. Not quite the best version of the team, because this is before we got Magic and before we get Warlock and Cypher, but still great story, great stuff. I've got a copy of this sitting on my bookshelf at home. Next up, we have Shade the Changing Man #1. I believe this was still when Steve Ditko was working on the book. They're working on the character, because I don't think this is his first appearance. But it's good stuff. It's cool stuff. And I love the color of his costume. Because later Shade the Changing Man has more psychedelic colors going on. But I kind of love the Silver Agey, late Silver Age, early Bronze Aginess of it. Next up, we have a book that Paul and I like to feature every once in a while because it's got such a good cover. We've got The Spectre, number 8. I just love that he's pointing his finger at you.
Can you hold that up? We can't really see it from here anyway.
We have this at a 6 for $20, and this is just one of my favorite covers. All right, now we're getting to the Fantastic Four side of things. Next up, we have Fantastic Four number 18, the first appearance of the Super Skrull.
Yes.
This has been taped and restapled spine, and it has pen on the cover. So we have this graded at a 2 for $100. This is not a book in the greatest of shape, but I doubt you're going to get a better or a cheaper copy of this book.
Right. I agree with that.
So if you're looking for this book,
If you just need a reader or you need to fill in that hole in your collection.
Who was it last week who was saying, like, sometimes you just want to have the book,
Mm-hmm.
like, just to
it might have been me, but it was probably
satisfy that
someone else.
question.
Because that's what I do, right? I don't care about condition. I got my XMen 129 at a 4 with water damage, and I'm perfectly happy with
Mhm.
that.
Speaking of X-Men, what do you got there?
Next up, we have Fantastic Four 28. We have this at a 3 for $75. And this is the first crossover between X-Men and the Fantastic Four. And this is the same day and date as X-Men number 6. Like I said, we have this at a 3, so not in great shape, but still very iconic. Guest stars galore as the FF tangles with the X-Men. And that's not all. You'll also see the Mad Thinker, the Puppet Master, the Awesome Android. Which android?
The awesome one.
Oh, okay.
You should work on your Stan Lee. It's almost there, but not quite.
Well, that wasn't trying to be Stanley. That was just trying
So
to
you
be.
should work on it.
Greetings,
It could be.
heroes.
You're almost there. It's a little effort.
Okay. Next up, we have
Smoke some
Fantastic,
cigars.
Fantastic Four number 50. This
Commit.
is the first Ultimate Nullifier, the second Full Galactus, and the third Silver Surfer. We have this at a 2 for $130.
A lot going on.
The startling
Mhm.
saga of the Silver Surfer. That wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. No.
I'm trying to.
I appreciated it though.
So, which Silver Surfer is this? This is the third Silver Surfer?
Correct.
Wow.
You know,
That's early.
it's perfect. It's 1, 2, 3. First Ultimate Nullifier,
Mhm.
second Full Galactus, third Silver Surfer.
I love the Ultimate Nullifier. If I remembered, I would have had Brian get the 3D printed one out so that we could play with it on the show and nullify.
You can't play with an ultimate nullifier, Paul.
I can.
Maybe, yeah, I was gonna
Is it
say
that?
maybe you can.
What? No.
Oh.
It's a little gadget.
I'll show it to
It's silly looking.
you. It's yes.
Jamie, the first Super Scroll is a 2. Because he asked in the chat.
I see that.
Sorry, we got other stuff going on.
No, you're
over
good. Sorry, that wasn't meant. In case that sounded like it, that wasn't me trying to be snide. That was just me explaining.
198. What's the grade?
What are we?
It's Flash.
Flash 197 is a
No.
9.
Yeah, one. What's one? Yeah.
We don't have 198.
Yeah, this is not 198, Joe Isaac. This is 197.
So, can you do those issue numbers?
Yeah, so
Those
we
top
have
three?
323, 324, 197, 118, 18, 28, 50, and then we're not at these ones yet.
The 197. What grade was that one, please?
9.
9. That's a
9.
9.
It's excellent.
Next up, we have Fantastic Four number 55, featuring the fearless power of the Silver Surfer. We have this at a 5 for 125, and this is the 4th Silver Surfer. So we got the 3rd and the 4th.
Wow. It's too bad we don't have the second.
Yeah. Or the 1st, for that matter. Following that up, we have Fantastic Four 64. The Sentry Sinister. And this is the first mention of the Kree. They don't show up yet, but this is the first time they're talked about. We have this at a 6 for $35.
It's also technically the first appearance of the Kree Sentry, but I figured that would be redundant.
Yes. Following that up, we have the next issue, number 65, at a 6 for $60. And this is the first appearance of Ronan the Accuser, and the first appearance of the Supreme Intelligence. So if you, like me, are a big fan of the movies Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel, this is a good piece to have. What are we looking at, Rose?
Nothing.
Okay.
So those two flashes together, 40?
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
So that's everything on this rack. I'm not gonna lie, if I could afford it, I would have bought that, but I can't justify $75.
Not the X-Men.
I don't know. Like, this is more nostalgic for me. This is very cool, though. Truthfully, if I could afford it, I would have bought both of them.
What if you could afford all of them?
Oh God, my house would just be like full of comics. If I could afford all the things we've had on this show that I want.
Right. Are we?
Time to move on.
We're good on time. We can hold those up for a second. But when we do, where are we going?
We're gonna head over here.
Okay.
Just so you guys do know, I do try to get in some DC books. It's just Marvel books are we have a lot more. They're a lot easier to come by. Because I was looking at this next rack and it's not a single DC on there.
Well, let's check them out.
This first one, I was very excited when I came across this today
Yeah, this one's very cool.
because I was completely mistaken on this character's first appearance. We got Marvel Superheroes Winter Special, and this is the first appearance of Squirrel Girl.
Yay!
Lover or hater, this is her first appearance.
Who could hate Squirrel Girl?
Jerks,
Orthodontists.
possibly. Dr. Doom.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fair.
Dr. Doom definitely
Yeah.
hates Squirrel Girl.
We've got this graded out of 7 for $50. I'd say just for emotional reasons, it's worth more. But it does have some color breaks on the spine there. Little wear, $50. Squirrel Girl can be yours.
Fair.
Got a little older Marvel superheroes. This is Marvel Superheroes number 15, which is the first solo story for the Inhumans Medusa.
Very cool. Medusa's definitely the coolest of the Inhumans.
Well, maybe.
No,
Lockjaw's
it's
probably the
yeah,
coolest.
it's Lockjaw. You're right.
Marvel Superheroes presents number 17, Black Knight.
This is very cool.
This we get the origin of the Black Knight. It's not his first appearance.
Which Black Knight is this? Is this Dane or is this
This
Percy?
is I think it's Percy.
Okay.
There are a couple like backup stories in the issues previous to this, but this is where they focus on him and get you his origin.
Very cool.
We got that at a 7 for $30. This is a set that we've had on the show before, but we've got Daredevil number 170. It's the first time Kingpin is featured in Daredevil, and it's the first time we find out his name is Wilson Fisk.
Very cool.
Got that at an 8 for $30.
It is funny that like so many people I know associate the Kingpin with Daredevil.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, like once he crossed over, like there's no going back.
It's just funny to me because I grew up with the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, and that like always had me associate the Kingpin with Spider-Man.
I mean, he was the first bad guy in the new Spider-Man game.
This is true.
He very heavily featured in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I mean he was first appeared in Spider-Man, so
Yeah, so
Good call.
he's still got lots of love there.
we've got the follow-up issue 171, rated at a 7 for $15. And we've got the follow-up to that one with this awesome cover. Remember, Bullseye with a sword.
Yep.
That awesome Kingpin background. We got that at an 8 for $20. So yeah, 3 consecutive issues of Daredevil, all Kingpin.
All Kingpin.
And we've got Tales of Suspense number 99, the final issue of Tales of Suspense.
Oh.
Issue 100 becomes Captain America.
Oh, neat. I didn't know that, actually.
This is graded out of 6 for $20. And this is a guy we've had on the show before, and it's everybody's favorite character. First appearance of the Porcupine.
Yay!
Tales to Astonish number 48, graded out of 3 for $35.
This must have been before I was on the show, because I
Maybe.
remember this
It's
one.
been a while since the Porcupine has been on the TV. Right. Speaking of Medusa,
Yeah.
we've got Inhumans number 1. Not their first appearance, but their first issue. This is graded at a 9 for $90.
Oh, that's awesome.
I bet that's gonna jump up.
Most likely. I'm pretty sure this is, if it's still here in a couple weeks, it's probably going to end up in our next batch of CGC books.
That makes sense.
God, I cannot wait for those to come in.
I know.
You better wait. It's gonna take forever.
They will show up in
They're down
2081.
the street.
They're busy.
They don't care.
This is another one, may end up CGC'd if it's still here. First Guardians of the Galaxy, again, not their first appearance, not even their third appearance.
First appearance of Taserface.
First appearance of Taserface, everybody's favorite character from Guardians 2.
It's metaphorical.
And this
It's the
is
best line in that movie.
in excellent shape at a 9.
That's not hard.
Not a fan.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
I mostly like it. It's got some problems, but
Right. First issue of Garth Ennis's Punisher. This is another one graded at a 9 for $20. Easily one of probably the best run of Punisher.
a book that people that like Punisher will like, but the book that made me know to not pick up an issue of Punisher.
He's good at what he does.
What he does best is not very nice.
It's not. You know, he has that moniker for a reason.
Are there any other characters like that?
Snicked.
Shit, sticked.
Yep.
Spectacular Spider-Man number 90. Another one in the 9-point range.
Wolverine punctured a beanbag chair.
The significance for this is it is one of the early cameo appearances of Spider-Man's black costume.
That's very. For half a second, because I couldn't see the bottom, it almost looked like, or I couldn't see the middle bit. It almost looked like Black Cat was like riding Spider-Man.
We got that again at a 9 for $50.
Chat's pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, y'all.
I mean, Jamie said that was his favorite Guardians,
Cool.
which is fair.
I like the Abnett and Lanning stuff a bit more, but this is very good.
Well, there's still those issues
So
behind
we got
you.
those issues. Yep.
Do we have?
Nope.
Okay,
We got those. We got those. And we got some $2 comics if we run out of.
I think we might. Yeah.
It's been a day, so I haven't had a chance to pull a bunch of stuff.
Sure has been a day.
Indeed. There is a really cool thing that we just got these in. I'm pretty excited for it. Because I have been looking for something to frame my comics in for the longest time. And if you guys have looked, it's really hard to find frames for comics. We just got these in this afternoon. They are about $11. We have them for Silver Age comics. They just pop open like that. Seal them back up. Nice little hook on the back. These are not comparable to, slabbing them in CGC or anything, but you just need something to
hang on the wall.
Well, since we're talking about comic protection,
Yes. One of our shoppers on the network, Andrew Louie, he's got a Kickstarter up for protective cases for comics. I think Rose is going to put up the link for that.
I am.
So you can check that out. I kickstarted $10. I'm going to try one once they get them shipped out, see what they're like.
Yeah, they're called Comic Cloak
Comic Cloak.
in modern and silver size. They seem pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like, really high grade plastic and
That is super
stackable
cool.
and stuff like that.
So are these for like display or are they?
Protection.
Okay,
mostly.
Yeah. Instead of bags and boards, it's safer, sturdier,
Okay,
more secure.
interesting.
But we're a fan of Andrew and probably a fan of his stuff.
Yeah.
And so we want other people to know about it.
Yeah.
Comic Cloak on Kickstarter.
Really cool.
That's it.
All right, let's get back to these guys.
It was like our ad break.
Yes.
Anybody
We're not
wants to
getting
sponsor
anything.
us?
We're not getting any kind of kickback, man.
Oh, no.
We are
We're
not.
Yeah, to be
getting
clear,
say anything like
We
that.
are doing this because
We like Andrew.
yeah, we're doing this because we like Andrew and because this is cool and we hope that it works.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah.
I would not mind being sponsored
Yes.
by like Mountain Dew or something.
We should yell at CGC to sponsor us. That was a joke.
What's the best camera for these guys?
So the best camera is whichever one you choose, and then I'm going to go to that one.
Let's go to this. Well, let's stay here then.
Okay.
On the background wall here, we've got Batman number 608, first issue of the Hush storyline. One of the greatest Batman stories of the modern era. It's in great condition. $18.
Also, the second best episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I didn't know there's a crossover there. My favorite Batman story, No Man's Land, the epic, grandiose, crazy book. This issue right here, Batman Detective Comics 737, is the third appearance of Harley Quinn in comic book form.
That is very cool.
Yes. So you have the animated adventures, and then I don't know what the second appearance was, but then this. And it's her first appearance in Detective Comics. $15, graded out of 9. A little more Detective Comics. We got issue number 470. This is the first appearance of Silver St. Cloud. Got that graded at an 8. I think this was the second appearance of the Phosphorescent Man.
I like him.
This is another really, really cool Harley-based one.
This one was exciting for me.
Gotham City Sirens number 1. What has now become a pretty legendary and iconic comic run. Issue number 1, graded at a 9 for $50.
The cover, though.
Yeah, that cover is
That's back-breaking.
certainly something.
It's iconic is what it is.
Yeah, it's about as iconic as that J. Scott Campbell
I
cover.
was just going to say, that was as subtle as J. Scott Campbell.
Rose and I are operating on the same
Hawkeye
page.
initiative, man.
All right. DC Comics presents Superman and Flash number 1. This features the fourth race between the two.
It's also very cool because like DC Comics Presents is a sort of it's the counterpart to Brave and the Bold. Brave and the Bold is Batman and everybody. DC Comics Presents is Superman and everybody. So it's kind of cool to have the first issue of that.
Got that at a 7 for $30.
Anthony is here.
Hey Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
I know he's here because he had to comment on the Gotham City Sirens cover.
All right. I think we just had this one last week, but
It's so
Doctor
cool.
Strange number 2,
It's so cool.
rated at an 8 for $45. This is a really good Hulk back.
Yeah.
Look at those feet.
At least it's not Rob Liefeld feet.
Yeah, he's got his lats and his delts and his obliques.
All right.
Those are the muscles I know.
Here's
Sorry you
couple
had a
more-
bad day, Anthony.
A couple more of those Joe Jusko homage covers. Got Punisher number 10. This is an homage to Reinhold. I forget Reinhold's first name, not Judge.
Judge. Oh.
Is that a Judge Dredd joke?
No,
No.
there's an actor named
Oh,
Judge
okay.
Reinhold.
He was before your time.
And in movies that you probably wouldn't watch.
I mean, most things were before my time.
Got another one. Captain Marvel number 2. I really like the asteroid, whatever she's standing on. That looks good. That is an homage to Renaud. Not sure who that is. Don't
Can
know
you
him.
showcase that Spider-Man bottom right for Anthony, please?
Yeah, like this is, we've got it graded out of 9. It's essentially flawless.
Which
Cameo
issue?
of the black suit.
Cameo of the black suit.
Which issue of Spectacular Spider-Man is that?
This is 90
Okay.
90 at a 9.
for $50. Should I make it $90 for?
99.
No. It would be funny, but it.
We've got this one. If you guys are watching Bucky and Falcon, Captain America number 233, The Death of Sharon Carter. Either I'm spoiling the show or I'm not. If you haven't seen it, you don't know.
Schrodinger's Sharon Carter death.
But she's a big enough character now that I figure her death is going to be worth something. Right now, we've got it graded at a 7 for $12. Get on the ground floor of the death of Agent 13.
It is cheap.
I
Have you watched it yet? Okay.
I prefer Shannon Carter myself, the American Dream from MC2.
Okay.
Or Shannon Doherty. How about that?
Lucifer number 1.
Fair. A very good book.
I've got this graded at a high 8 for $30.
Who's the art?
Chris Weston.
I like that.
And it's Mike
Well,
Terry.
Well, the cover art is Duncan Fegredo.
Oh.
He does a lot of Hellboy stuff. Hey, looks like I got a couple big books over here.
Yeah.
How about an Avengers number 52? First appearance of the Grim Reaper.
Ooh.
And it's also the issue where Black Panther joins the Avengers.
It's like a double dose of important.
We've got that graded at a 5 for $100.
I'm not overly familiar with the Grim Reaper.
He is the brother of Wonder Man.
Oh, hey.
And Wonder Man, his brainwaves is what Vision's brainwaves are modeled on. And so Grim Reaper hates Vision.
That guy needs to
And there's a lot of other stuff.
Also, like, for whatever reason, Nathan Fillion was rumored to be playing him in Guardians 2, and then it never happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did like mock-up posters and stuff. Yeah. Next up, Avengers number 28. Which not only is this the issue where Hank Pym becomes Goliath for the first time, it is also the first appearance of the Collector.
Oh, that's super cool.
Ooh.
This is another one graded at a 5, but this is $120.
A good issue for a collector,
But
featuring the collector.
Rose on her A game with her jokes tonight.
This is a game.
Well, it's a game.
Oh, yay!
We've got a couple more before. What time is it? We have all the time in the
807.
world. Okay. Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue number 7. Eric's favorite issue.
Very sad.
Got this graded at an 8 for $25. And then we've got the special album edition of issue number 1 of the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazine.
Oh, okay. It's a magazine.
This is the 4th appearance of Shang-Chi.
Nice.
We sold 2nd and 3rd
Mhm.
on Saturday.
And first on last
We
Wednesday.
sold first on last Wednesday.
Hmm.
We're just Shang-Chiing it up. Yeah, we got this at a 6 for $35.
Go Shang-Chi, go Shang-Chi.
I think this is also technically the first cover appearance of Shang-Chi and Iron Fist together.
That sounds right. Yeah, because this was well before the crossover.
That is all of the back issues we have for today, unfortunately, but we do have, we just bought a big old collection that included all of these beautiful, beautiful Marvel Masterworks. Some are more beautiful than others. Some of them do have dinged corners and
Are they out of print?
are imperfect.
A lot of them are out of print now.
Yes, but that doesn't really mean the value has gone up, which is what allows us to offer you these beautiful prices.
Yes, these are really good prices.
We do have some that I did not pull where the prices have gone up.
Yes.
So we've got Tales of Suspense, Invincible Iron Man. It's got a bum corner there. $35. I think all of these we got priced at $35.
35 or 40. I
Oh
think.
yeah, there's the Daredevil. That's 40.
Yeah, everything else is 35.
You want to go over like what we got up here?
All right, so
What
we
are
got.
the issues that each cover?
So we have
That's gonna take forever.
Tales of Suspense,
20 minutes.
which has 39 to 50. The Incredible Hulk 1 to 6. The Fantastic Four 1 to 10. Journey into Mystery 83 to 100. Daredevil 1 to 11. The X-Men 1 to 10. Tales of Suspense 59 to 81. Amazing Fantasy number 15 and Amazing Spider-Man 1 to 10. The Incredible Hulk 122 to 134. Marvel Spotlight number 32. Marvel 2-in-1 numbers 29 to 33 and Spider-Woman number 1 to 8. The Invincible Iron Man 26 to 38 and Daredevil number 73. This one has Submariner number 30 to 49 and Daredevil number 77. And Power Man number 17 to 31. A lot of these are volume 1, but not all of them are.
Yes. If you've never had one of these, if you've never looked at them, they put a lot of effort and care into remastering the artwork. So they look better than subjectively better than they did when they were originally printed. It's a better quality paper than newsprint. Most of these have a regular price of $50. Some of them are $75. So that $35 price point is a steal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff. I know I'm a collector of hardcover stuff, but there's also the Avengers one here. Avengers Volume 15, which has issues 136 through 149. And this one does have a lot of cover damage, and that one's $30
Yeah.
because of that cover damage.
I was sad that we didn't have any of the Uncanny X-Men ones. We just had the Silver Age X-Men ones. Or
Yeah.
one.
Well, next time we buy a lot of comic books, I'll make sure to get stuff just for you.
And it was. Oh. Jeez, Paul. I knew you didn't have a great day, but.
Somebody get Paul a Snickers.
No, this is him.
Well, maybe it's not actually Paul. Maybe it's someone else. And if we
Maybe
give...
I'm a Skrull. Maybe this is an early tease for the Secret Invasion TV show.
that would be a hell of a viral marketing campaign.
We just submitted $2,000 worth of CGC.
Yes, this afternoon. A
That is-
lot of
Not
good
the
stuff.
value of the books, the
But,
cost of the CGC grading was
Yes, we are paying CGC that much money
Yeah.
for these books. How many was like 50 something
It's
books?
It's like 57 books.
Yeah,
57.
57 books.
Although some of them were for Brian, so probably about 50 of them are ours.
Right. So, in a few moons, we'll be getting back a whole bunch.
Someday.
And we're still waiting on that first batch.
Yeah.
So, it's a smaller batch, but still a lot of good stuff. Which I forget what it is. I just know it's
Yeah.
good.
It's been a while.
Indeed.
It's like when you haven't seen a friend in like a year and just like, man, I forget how good it is to be around them. That's how it's going to feel when we get those books back.
And then we're gonna be like, "Bye, friend. We're selling you into slavery."
Bye, friend. Nice knowing you.
What do we have on Death of Reverse Flash? Asks Brian Allen.
We have that on a 6 and 6 for $40
Mm-hmm.
for the set.
John Eidson's going to take a few books. He's going
Okay.
to take Superboy, Forever People, Secret Wars, Harley #3, well, third appearance, and that Captain America.
This one?
Yes.
Thank you, John. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. So can you say that?
So over here we have Flash 323 and 324, the Death of the Reverse Flash story arc, or Death of Professor Zoom. And we have them at a 6 and a 6 respectively for a combined total of $40.
Beautiful.
I am sorry for the lack of variety. I just haven't had time these last few days. I may even come in on Friday to get ready for Saturday.
It's not like this forever, though. You know, eventually we'll have back issues cleaned up and blah blah blah.
And organized and already priced. Stickers that Brian keeps talking about.
And then Mary Poppins will show up and take us all on a trip with her friggin' umbrella. Someplace fun and real.
Fun and real. That's,
We will.
I don't know.
You're right.
If
I
Mary
absolutely
Poppins
agree.
shows up, I don't want to go to someplace real.
You want to go to Cartoon Land?
Yeah.
You
I
want to?
want to dance with penguins.
Do you want to go to the Shi'ar homeworld?
No.
You don't want to go to Chandrila? I think that's the name of
What's
the
the grade on Shade?
one. Shade is an 8.
Yeah, that's an 8.0 for $30. I'm
What's
just
the issue number of that first Super Scroll?
That is Fantastic Four 18.
on this one right now.
Okay. I actually forgot that I came across these because last week we had somebody looking for some Silver Age Green Lantern. So we got issue number 25 here, graded at a 5 for 30. Got issue 25 graded at a 3 for 20. And we've got 47 graded at a 6 for 27. Oh, they're both.
Yeah, pull that Fantastic Four 18.
Okay.
I sent you a message about that. There. Oh man. What else we got going on? So Titania is going to be the villain in She-Hulk.
That's what
yeah.
people think.
That's the speculation.
I can't imagine who else would be like a really good foil.
Who's the bad guy in Orphan Black?
I don't even know what that is.
I was just thought it'd be fun because it's
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Okay.
You guys are already saying it. I didn't want to put the effort into it.
Yeah.
It could be cool if the leader was her.
Well, both Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth are signed on to be on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the show.
Yes.
Look, I'm featuring a book. Ooh,
Rose
Tales
got out of the
Suspense.
chair.
Iron Man and Captain America. It's the last issue of Tales of Suspense. It's $20 out of 6 at the mercy of the Maggia.
Careful the way you hold the spine.
I'm holding it very delicately.
Fight,
Sure.
fight, 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 fight.
So
I can do this
they're
without
gonna
you.
have Ruffalo in the show.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
then Tim Roth was
Is
obviously
Abomination, yeah.
Abomination.
Yeah.
So the leader was supposed to be in that movie
Yes.
as well. Like,
I'm thinking that's going to be a
Yeah.
surprise
mhm.
because like why wouldn't they bring him back? Like I know Tim Blake Nelson wants to do it,
Yeah.
so but they're
And
not
he
doing a Hulk
appreciates me.
movie.
I can do the show without any of you three.
That's fine.
That's
It's
probably
just me.
That's probably true.
That's
I
fine.
wonder if they're gonna bring back Ed Norton.
I
I need that explained.
I
I want them to explain that away for me.
I don't really think.
In the movie, I want them to be like, "This is why Hulk looks different."
I had
Gamma radiation.
What's your theory?
a thing that
He's serious. He's waving a knife.
I know.
it was going to turn out that Mark Ruffalo was a Skrull
Ooh.
and Edward Norton was the real Bruce Banner because like in Avengers, like there's no crossover between Incredible Hulk characters and Avengers characters, so nobody really knows. Would be like, oh,
Well,
you're not Edward Norton.
Civil War has the problem with Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, he was in both movies, wasn't he?
But Thunderbolt Ross was in Captain America: Civil War with Mark Ruffalo. So
Whatever.
And that was the same
yeah, it was the same guy.
actor, right? So-
Yeah, he was in lots of Avengers movies too.
I don't think he showed up till Civil War. I could be mistaken, but I don't think Thunderbolt Ross showed up till then.
He was in Infinity.
Yeah, he was in Infinity War afterwards. Yep.
Hulk wasn't in Civil War. Hulk was in space.
Oh, then maybe he didn't see him. I guess so. Your theory still holds.
Wow.
How cool would that be? Edward Norton shows up and he's like, I'm Bruce Banner.
That would be very good.
And because,
That would suck because I like Ruffalo. He's a good guy.
yeah. Or maybe Edward Norton's the Skrull.
Wrecking Crew would also be really good, as Jamie said in chat.
Wrecking Crew would be a lot of fun.
I'm still really hoping that we get like, I know that it won't happen, but I would love it if they did Curse in Love and Thunder.
I wonder if they did Absorbing Man would be good in She-Hulk as well.
He was
He
in.
was in S.H.I.E.L.D.
He was an agent to Shield.
Correct.
Yeah. There's no reason.
Well, if they're doing Titania, they're probably gonna.
And Titania, well, no, she didn't. Who was the girl that dated Molecule Man? Who was his wife?
I don't remember.
Because she had like super strength, didn't she too?
I want them to shoot. What is the name of the people that clean up the mess?
Damage Control.
Yeah, because like they introduced that in the first Spider-Man movie.
And didn't do anything.
Like
with it.
that should be like a kind of a workplace sitcom TV show.
Wasn't it? Wasn't Danny Pudi in that one?
No, that was a DC show.
That was Powerless.
Oh, no. They did Damage Control as a show.
No.
No.
Do I have a fever?
No. So the reason why I think you're confused is because the DC show was like almost that exact concept.
Well, it was them. It was like them creating gadgets. It wasn't them cleaning up messes.
No, that's right. No, because
Danny Pudi and Ron Funches.
Because the original concept was that it was going to be an insurance company for
Right.
superheroes.
And-
That's right.
And it has Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
And I guess the girl was the famous person. I forget who that was.
Vanessa Hudgens.
was an enjoyable show.
Rose's face.
It was fun.
I don't enjoy being proven wrong.
So I'm curious to see what route they go, since we know it's coming with the Fantastic Four movie. Like, did they do Doctor Doom? Did they save him? Like, I think they should do literally anyone but Doctor Doom in the first movie.
Okay.
And maybe like post.
You hear that, Marvel?
This is just like, not because I don't love Doctor Doom, but because I think people have seen him a lot in the movies, so I think saving him for a later movie would be.
They can do Doctor Doom as long as they bring back Julian McMahon to do it.
From Nip Tuck?
Yeah,
He was the guy in Charmed, right?
yeah.
Okay. That's where I know Julian.
And also Doctor Doom.
Well, I knew that part, but I meant like.
I think his dad is like a famous Australian
Ed.
politician or something.
Volcana was
Volcana.
Man's
That's
girlfriend.
it. Same issue.
Huh?
Secret Wars #3, first appearance.
Jeez, Jamie.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. I think Skrulls or Mole Man would be a good first movie. Though I could also see them doing, not Thinker, Wizard. He's very similar to the Thinker.
Well,
Wasn't the Secret Invasion supposed
the
to be?
Skrulls
in
are going to
TV
be in
shows?
Yeah,
Invasion.
So-
That's the Nick Fury show, which
Yeah.
is why I don't think.
Maybe we'll meet the Richardses
Yeah.
in the TV show.
Well, I mean, so many people thought that like the expert
Yeah.
that was going to come was going to be Reed Richards in WandaVision, and then
Yeah.
it was just nobody.
Just nobody.
Well, it was a character. It just wasn't the character who was in the comics.
Or they would use Kang, which makes sense.
Well, Kang is already slated for Ant-Man, so I don't think
Yeah.
they're going to do that. I could be wrong,
You could be wrong.
but because I think Kang will be in 2 movies, but I don't think the second movie is Fantastic Four. I think it is going to be the inevitable Young Avengers movie that they are very clearly building towards.
I think Young Avengers is most likely going to be a TV show.
That could be. I just think with how many pieces are in place for it, I could see them making it like the next Avengers movie is Young Avengers. Literally,
They got the second Avengers team like building up already.
I know.
Well, yeah, but like Young Avengers though, like if you do like Wiccan and stuff like that, they're really, really young. Like it.
Well, it depends on the outcome of Doctor Strange 2. Because if they're pulling them from another dimension,
Yeah, because Wiccan
Or-
and his brother.
Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more
Yes.
kids.
because even if like they pull them from a parallel universe or from like Mephisto's Hell universe, like the time could work differently and they could be older. Or
So Jamie, I agree with you that he is a setup, but I don't think he's a setup for Fantastic Four. I think he's a setup for Young Avengers because Kang is Iron Lad.
What?
Spoiler.
Kang is Immortus.
And Iron Lad.
Kang is like 20 people.
He's also the father of the character responsible
Oh,
for
good.
the worst.
Someone's asking me this question about the books that we featured. Inhumans. What's the
The grade?
grade?
It is a
on
9.
that one?
Yeah, Inhumans is a 9. Because Kang is also the father of the character responsible for the worst issue of Avengers ever written. And no, I'm not going to go into that. If you want to know, look up Avengers 200. I'm not talking about that on the show.
Just did.
Well, I'm not going into detail. It's
I want them to fight Krang.
Wait, Immortus is supposed to be Nathaniel Richards.
Nathaniel Richards is Kang.
Is Immortus?
Yes. Kang is
Who
well.
did you say?
Comics, everybody.
So Kang is Immortus.
Mm-hmm.
Is Iron Lad.
Who the hell is Iron Lad?
He's in
He's
Young
a Young
Avengers.
Avenger. Who is young? He's young Kang. Like he is a Kang
A
who is
cool hip Kang.
he's the Kang. He's the Kang.
I mean,
You're not wrong. He's the Kang who has not become Kang yet.
So he is Nathaniel Richards, who is Reed Richards' dad.
He's the descendant of Reed Richards' dad. He's named after him, but he's not that Nathaniel.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
it's
see the Shi'ar in the course. Of
listen.
this.
The thing about Kang is that it takes like 4 hours to
too.
explain Kang.
I honestly think we're going to get our first glimpse of Kang in the Loki show,
I believe it.
especially since What's-Her-Face is supposedly in it, his love interest.
It would be awesome if
Ravonna?
he showed up as Rama
Yeah.
Tut and
That'd be
do a
cool.
Loki show.
Yeah.
And they were
Jamie's
like,
also saying a nihilist in the negative zone.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
Annihilus.
going to be the next big cosmic stuff. It's going to be.
I think they're going to do Annihilation. Yeah, that would be. I think that's how they're going to introduce like Phyla and Moondragon and some of the later Guardians. Wider than a mile.
Well, I want to go home.
Okay. Brian's had a bad day, so we've been leaving him to his devices.
My laptop, in particular.
But
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of it from us.
It's been a week. It's been a day. We'll try to have more stuff Saturday at 11 o'clock on the Comic Book Shopping Network.
Indeed.
Don't forget to check out that Kickstarter for Comic Cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget Tony Valera. Put his show up.
Yeah.
We have his.
I don't have his, but I have Varella's.
Whatever. You pronounce it your way. I pronounce it my way.
Check out Tony's YouTube channel. He likes to go over the different covers and issues every week. All right. Are we ready to go home?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I wonder if she rang up my books.
I'm leaning towards not.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.